Good afternoon, everybody, or whatever time it is wherever you are in the world. This is World of Warships closed beta testing with Tanks for the Mammeries. The series is called Motorboating with Mammeries, and today I'm going to talk about mods and the different mods that are in World of Warships. Similar to World of Tanks, the way the coding is for the game in World of Warships allows for outside developers and outside computer folks to create modifications to the game that affect the client side of the user interface. So you can't technically hack the game from the standpoint of changing the code within the server side client of the game, but you can make modifications to the user interface to allow for better information or things like that. So I have, in my World of Tanks career, playing World of Tanks, I do use some mods to allow me better information on the map screen, to allow me better information on the aiming reticle, to use XVM, different colors for friends and enemies, putting over tank markers when people die, things like that. So, I think it's helpful to me, and I like having the information. I'm not sure it gives me necessarily that much of an advantage over other players, but I am an information-based person, and so I enjoy having the additional information. World of Warships in closed beta test isn't quite to the point of having the number of modifications that World of Tanks has, but there is a huge number of people out there who are really, really frothing at the mouth, upset at the idea of having any modifications in World of Warships. Having said that, I think if you were to break down the list of modifications or potential modifications to World of Warships user interface compile it into a list, right? And then you were to put that list in a poll and say to people, check each one of these things that you would like to see in the game, or X out the things you don't want to see in the game. My guess is a good number of people would check quite a few boxes for inclusion in the game. Maybe they wouldn't check XVM, maybe they wouldn't check having the lead indicator, but my guess is they would check on having new ship markers in the game, or having the ability to have national flags that are more historically accurate than what World of Warships wants to have in the game, or that they might change the color of overship markers that are in the game. Things that are more visual than they are sort of gameplay enhancing. So nevertheless, what I wanted to talk about today, and what I'd like to do, is play a couple of games and show you some of the modifications that are currently available out there that you might like to have within your World of Warships game. And then I'll talk to you about where they came from, and at the end of the video I will post a link to the person who I believe is the most trustworthy sort of gatherer of all the links, and the guy who, to me personally, and there's other people out there certainly, and this is not taking away from anybody else's mod packages or any of the modders out there who do really, really great work, and there are a bunch of modders out there in World of Warships and World of Tanks that do absolutely outstanding work, so take nothing away from those guys. But this particular person that I'm talking about, Aslane, has a website that you can go to. You can download his program, which is a mod installer program, which lists a tremendous number of different modifications in World of Tanks, and he's starting to build it out for World of Warships, where you can just sort of check mark different buttons to the kinds of mods that you'd like to see, and they will be installed into your game automatically. It takes all of the guesswork out. There's no res mods folder changes. There's no XML code changes that you have to do. You install his program, you check the mod boxes that you want, and it will even tell you when his program is updated to the latest and greatest series of mods. So I really, really admire him. I really like his work. If you want to have mods, again, you can pick and choose from sort of his menu of stuff that he's collected from various different modders. You can installed in the game. If you don't like it, you can go back to his installation program. You can check different boxes and change the installation. And as World of Warships progresses through closed beta testing and into open beta testing, and then from there into public release, he will continue to build a library of modifications, visually, user interface, mapping, different things like that, similar to what he's done in World Tanks, that you might find very useful. If you don't like mods, great, no problem. Don't worry about it. If you do like mods, again, you can pick and choose. So let's get into a game here. I'm just going to do it very simply on the St. Louis Cruiser, and so that you can see exactly what it is that I have installed from aslane.com. So we're going to a battle here. Same screen as normal. Nothing unusual there. But here, we're going to get into the game. And when we get into this game, you're going to begin to see the first series of modifications that I've installed from Aslane that he's gotten from somewhere. And you look here under both categories, enemies and allies. Under each of the ship categories, I've got both the silhouette of the ship and the national flag behind it. You can see the Imperial Japanese Navy ensign here, and you can see the U.S. Navy flag here. You can see the Soviet naval ensign here. I don't see the British, although I know he is working on one for the Warspite. So that is modification number 1. Modification number 2, and again you can see it here on my screen, on the Allies side where each of the flags is listed there, and on the enemy side where the flags are all listed there. Ooh, this is open ocean map. Okay, well, I'm going to die pretty quick. But when we get into this, if you notice, my reticle marker is much wider here, like compared to this basic World of Warships reticle marker. And I find this to be extremely helpful when judging the distance of a ship at the max range of my guns. I'm doing it on the Grimnyashi here, but you've got the mil markers 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, all the way down to the center marker. Look at that. There's a ship at 12 kilometers. So at 12 kilometers, and this guy is coming our direction, it gives me a much better opportunity to determine exactly where this guy is going to be relative to my gunfire. And if I use the Alt key, if he gets in range, and he's not quite in range yet. There he is. Zombie 125, he is 10.9 kilometers out. And I can't shoot him because my guns go to 10.33 kilometers. So, I find this modification for the reticle to be extremely helpful in my gameplay, because the mil markers go much further horizontally than the basic World of Warships reticles do. And so you have the opportunity to determine lead and distance for your ranging shots much more. There you go. See, look, that guy's in range. I'm assuming he's just past. So there you go. Look at those shots coming in. Almost there. So my range is, my lead is correct. My range was off. Look at that. There you go. 2 out of 3 hits. So I don't have to use a lead indicator or anything like that. I can just use now. I'm driving myself right in the middle of danger here, but we can start shooting at this guy a little more. We can almost shoot at that St. Louis there. Set that guy on fire. So this, I think this particular modification is fantastic. Gotta get out of trouble here. Let's hit that guy. So he's about mil 3, little under mil 3, and I'm taking some good hits on this guy. Set on fire. There's gonna be good hits there. Got a gun. He's closing the distance. Now I'm gonna get out of the way. Yeah, there we go. 2 more guns out. More fire there. So this lead into, I mean, this reticle mod, I think is fantastic. I really do. This guy's almost dead. He's dead now. Try and spin around here. So basically, the only mods that I have on this right now that I'm using are the enhanced ship icons and the reticle. So, for what it's worth, is there somebody I can hit? This guy? Not quite. Kalachi. I need to get back into the fight because I need to get that Kalachi. Come on, spin around. The ship is so slow. I'm totally gonna get torpedoed by the aircraft carriers that are out there, but whatever. Oh, by the way, tonight we're drinking Stone IPA, India Pale Ale from Stone Brewery. Very, very good stuff. Really strong, but it's outstanding beer. And I just had an interesting afternoon. I had the opportunity to hang out with a very, very dear friend of mine who is a BBC journalist who was kidnapped by the Taliban and Haqqani network in Pakistan, and he managed to get released after about 4 months or so. And I invited him here to the States from the UK to give a talk about his experiences, and so I had the opportunity to spend this afternoon with him and to look there at the Kalachi. To be able to hang out with him today and have him meet some other friends of mine and give a real discussion on sort of what happened to him and his experiences. So, and we, of course, started drinking after that. Look at that, I'm hitting that Phoenix in the Citadel. That was nice. Good shots. Oh, yes. So the journalist's name is Sean Langan with BBC. Sean, S-E-A-N. Langan, L-A-N-G-A-N. And Sean has got a number of, he's got, I think, 12 documentaries out there. So he's well worth checking him out on YouTube if you have the opportunity, because he's a super good guy. He's very interesting, and his story is really compelling. So if you have the chance to take a look at that, I would suggest doing so. Oop, I'm getting shot at. Yep, getting shot at.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
Hit that guy? Yep. See, I really like this, gotta hit that guy instead. Destroyer's not a problem. Yeah, I really fucked that destroyer up.
Problem solved, sir.
There's a Congo that's hit me. Well, that hurt. Get out of here. Get out of here, because the Congo is going to be very painful. Oh, that's going to hurt. Come on, man. He actually didn't even hit me. That's fucked up. He's just going to sit there and just shoot at me. Concentrate on Congo. Dickhead is sitting still, daring us to kill him. Yeah. Alright, come on, come on. Yeah, hopefully they'll get some fire on the Congo. There we go, fixed. Oh, I'm still jammed up?
Problem solved, sir.
Yeah, we won. I think we won. Hope we won. We didn't win. Okay, we won. Right, so, alright, let me back up. So, you can see even in open ocean in a St. Louis, in that fight, where had an Izakazi, a Congo, a Phoenix, and a St. Louis, I was able to put 50 shots on target for 15,798 damage in Ocean Open in a St. Louis. And it was only HE. That was no armor piercing. It was totally HE. So I had 50 HE hits. One of them was a sit shot. One was a crit. I killed one thing and I set 4 fires. I think that reticle is a must-have mod to this game. Now, there's plenty of guys out there going to say, no, I'm going to play the game vanilla. If it's not put there by World of Warships or Wargaming, I don't want to do it, whatever. Great. Listen, man, rock on. I think that their existing reticle interface is crap. I agree with you that I don't think that the aim assist mod should be in the game. I've tried it. Obviously, you've seen my other videos. Tried it, don't care for it. But this, I really like this reticle mod. And I like the ship. I like the ship icon mod as well. So that's what I'm using now. I am very sure there's going to be an XVM mod. I'm very sure there's going to be some map mods. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of aircraft identification mod. There's going to be all kinds of shit coming up down the road as time goes on, and these really, really talented guys who really do like these games. There's not a modder out there who doesn't love the game that they're modding. Okay, you can disagree with the mods that they make. You can disagree with the interfaces they put in the game. You can say that it cheats the game. You can say that it cheats you, that it benefits other people, whatever. I would argue that no matter what you think about the mods themselves, the people who do it, they do it for free. They play the games extensively. And let me back up. When I say they do it for free, most of the modders, if they want to get money for it, it is a donation-based sort of PayPal or Patreon system thing. There are folks who make Warpack. I agree. There are folks that make Warpack and the aim bots and the bot programs that allow you to just sort of farm credits and all that sort of bullshit that you have to pay for. I don't think you should buy Warpack. I totally think that any of that sort of cheating shit where you are not actually playing the game with your own skills is crap. Okay? I do not advocate that at all. But people like Aslane and a lot of these other modders that are out there and XVM and those guys, they don't get paid for it. Okay? They do it for the love of the game. They ask you to contribute. If you like what it is they do, they ask you to contribute on PayPal or Patreon or whatever else, to support their work. They're not in it to make a living off this. They're doing it for the love of the game. You can disagree with what they do. You can disagree with the principles behind it, and that's fine. But I do think that there are certain mods that are fantastic, whether it's ship skins that people want to do their little Japanese anime stuff, or whether it's, you know, a new reticle, or whether it's icons over the ships, or whether it's map changes, whatever, I think you should support these guys, because I think it actually makes wargaming stay on their toes to continue to add features to the games that their customer base wants. So, bearing that in mind, thanks for watching this video. I'm going to post a link to Aslane's website. He does 2 different kinds of mods at this point. He does World of Tanks, World of Warships. If you choose to download his mod pack installer and his mod packs, please do contribute to his site. I don't know the guy from Adam's House Cat. I've never met him in my life. I do use his mods. I think he's a trustworthy, honest guy. I've never had any issues whatsoever with security through any of his stuff. He doesn't know I'm doing this. He's never asked me to do this. I'm just some random Joe. But if you do use his stuff, contribute, let him know that you contributed, and enjoy the game. So thanks very much for watching, and I appreciate your time. So like and subscribe this video. Leave comments in it as usual. I'm always happy to have comments. If you don't use mods, that's great. Listen, I don't have a problem if you don't use mods. If you do use mods, that's great as well. Don't use the fucking aimbots, and don't use the war pack programs and shit like that. But, you know, talk about the mods you use. Let me know what you like and don't like, and, you know, support your modders for the games. Thanks very much, and have a great day. Take care.